Hi everyone. Welcome to another program here for the Riverhead Free Library. This is part one of 2 sessions. We are going to be doing virtual tips and tricks. Today we're going to be talking about phone tips as well as computer and laptop tips and tricks. My name is Kelsey and let's get started. So first we're going to start with our smartphones. And this should pertain to both Androids and smartphones. First, I'm just going to go through the list of the different tips and tricks that I think might be useful. And then going forward, I have some pictures to emphasize how to go through them. So we're going to go look into how to lock your phone with a password, a passcode, a PIN, whatever term you want to use. Another thing is switching apps either on or off for your cellular data. Then there is power saving mode, so saving your battery and not using the full battery and draining it as quickly. Organizing your home screen, taking a screenshot of your screen, of your phone, of your web page, whatever it is, changing the font size and changing to either a light mode or dark mode, finding out where your battery is going, and using an eraser to clear away those phone screen smudges. Okay. So the first two are here, which we'll be talking about passwords and passcodes. So for example, you can just have a PIN with just numbers or a password with letters. It's entirely up to you. So as I go through these motions here, on the next screen, we will see how to do that. So we will go first to our Settings app. And from there, you will find your Privacy tab. When you press on that, if you have a password, you will be asked to enter your password, your PIN, passcode, whatever term you want to use before we move forward. After that, you have the option to choose having a passcode, using your fingerprints, or face recognition. This is, of course, depending on the phone that you have, the different series that you have, and the options that it gives you. The second one that we were going to go to is talking about what apps we have turned on and off for your cellular data. Sometimes we don't realize that if we're out and about and we're using different apps, that we're not really connected to Wi-Fi instead of we're using our data. So if you have unlimited data, this doesn't really pertain to you, but if you have a limited amount each month that you are trying to keep track of, like I do, it's important to turn off or on the ones that you feel are necessary and the ones that you feel are not necessary. The ones that I highly recommend keeping on always is your settings, contacts, health, if you have a health app, your phone, and Find My Phone in case you ever were to lose your phone. So the first thing here is going through to getting your password. So on the left-hand side, you'll see the red arrow that points to privacy. You might see that my screen for my phone is all black. I like it in dark mode, but we will talk about that later. So once you press on that Privacy tab, we move forward into our middle picture. The middle picture shows the different options that you have. You can do face recognition, if you want it for your iPhone, App Store, password autofill, different things like that. But we're just going to do unlocking your phone. We don't need to go into all of that other stuff. On the right picture, you'll see you can either turn your passcode off or you can change your passcode. So there you will have the option of choosing the numbers, the letters, etc. If you want to change your passcode or add one. So the next thing that we have here, it was the tip number 2, which is all about the cellular data. So when we go to our settings, you're going to see airplane mode, Wi-Fi, and you're going to go down to where you see the green arrow that says cellular. You're going to press on that. And then I'll bring you to the window of the picture that I have on the right here. And here, if you scroll down, you'll see with this green arrow, little toggles that are green. These are the different apps that I have turned on for cellular data. So if I'm out and about, those apps will always work. If I turn it off, for instance, if you look at Instagram and you see the toggle is gray, I don't have it turned on. So when I'm out and about, I would have to connect to Wi-Fi in order to access Instagram. Of course, you could always change this, which is why I recommend having your settings data on, just in case you ever feel like you want to change it when you're out. So our third tip is power saving mode. This is a great tool. It's, in other words, called battery save mode. So instead of seeing your battery as a green light, you'll see it change to yellow or yellow-orange. Mustard, I guess, is the name. But this will help you use less of your battery throughout the day. To do that, you're going to go back to your settings app and scroll down to battery. You'll press the battery tab, and then you'll see at the top screen it'll say low battery power mode. So you'll press that toggle to turn it off and on, which we will see in the next slide. Tip number 4 is to organize your home screen. So this is a little complicated, but you will get the hang of it. So first, you're going to just choose an app. So let's just say you chose Facebook. So you're going to press on the Facebook, and you're going to hold down on that app. You'll see a little pop-up with the options to delete the app, edit your home screen, and more. So you're going to press edit the home screen, and once you do that, you'll see that the apps kind of look like they start to shake, and that's when you'll be able to hold them down and drag them around and, redesign your home screen. And with this, you can also make different folders of similar apps, which I will show you in the coming slides. So if we go back to our battery saving mode, we're going to go to our settings app. So once you open that, on the left-hand side, the left picture, you'll see this yellow arrow that points to the battery tab. So if you can press on that, we'll then move over to our right picture, where at the top you'll see low power mode. So this is where you can press that toggle to turn it off or on. So with the green arrow, it says low power mode temporarily reduces background activity like downloads and mail fetch until you can fully charge your phone. So that will help save your battery throughout the day. And if you can see with the little purple arrow at the top, my battery looks yellow, which is fine. And it's definitely over 0.5%, which is nice. So now going forward with the editing your home screen. So for example, on the left-hand side, I held down on my Fitbit app because I wanted to organize my home screen. So what pops up is this little window that you can see with this blue arrow, and it's pointing to edit home screen. So once you press on that, your apps will kind of look like they're shaking. So if we move to the right picture, you can see that I created a folder. If you move an app on top of another one, it'll open up something like this. You can always change the name, but I would just probably keep it as weather because I have 2 other apps, which doesn't really make sense, but I do. You can change the name, and you can keep it organized. That way you don't have all these apps all over the place. You can have folders of all of your apps. So the next thing is taking a screenshot of your phone. So let's say you want to take a screenshot of, you're looking up a phone number and you want to take a screenshot of that. So you're going to press one of your volume buttons and the home button on your phone at the same time. Instantaneously, it's going to take a picture of the screen. And sometimes I do that when I don't even realize it. So the next thing that I really like is changing the font size, because my I like to have a medium to small font size. My sister likes to have a bigger one. And here you could also opt for either having a dark mode or light mode. So your phone will probably automatically be in light mode, but if you prefer dark mode, just like the one in the pictures that you were seeing, you have that option as well. So, we would go to settings, display and brightness, and then you'll have the option to choose different mode that you want, as well as the text size. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is go to settings on the left picture and click on display and brightness. And then in the middle picture, you'll see at kind of the bottom of your screen when you're on your phone, you'll see text size. So when you press that, you move on to that third picture on the right, where at the bottom you kind of have this little timeline, I guess it's what it looks like, and you can move that circle to make your text smaller or bigger. The fun fact is, at the top of that picture where it says apps that support dynamic type will adjust to your preferred reading size below is the words that would change the sizing, and so you can see what you would like better. So another thing here is seeing where your battery is going. Sometimes we don't realize, if we're on an app too much, how much that app is actually using our battery. And the last thing is using an eraser to get rid of those smudges. So, bring out your handy dandy erasers from your school years and just erase away. So for the pictures here, we're going to go back to our settings and click on battery. So this will look familiar because you'll see your low power mode. But we're going to go down, and you'll see at the bottom with the orange arrow that says battery usage by app. And you can see I have 18% usage for podcasts. I love to listen to podcasts on my way to work and on my way home. So it does use up quite a bit of battery, but 18% is not too bad overall. Okay, so now we're going to move over to laptops. Feel free to pause and stop this video, go back. If you feel that I am moving too fast, feel free to rewatch it in case you missed something. But yes, now we're going to move on to laptops and computers. And I'm going to share my screen with you so that way you can see my computer that I'm on and the different tricks and tips that I think are useful. So again, I'm just going to go through quickly the different tips that I'm going to go through. When you are on your internet, so Google Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, if you want to open another tab and you're a little confused on how to do that, you can go to your keyboard. And if you see the control button and the letter T, you can open up a new tab. So if you press Control first and hold it down and then press T, we'll do that together. The next thing is a laptop actually charges faster in airplane mode, which many people know. I actually had no idea up until today, but it's okay. Yeah. So if your computer is also slow, it may be because you have a lot of stuff on your desktop. And so keeping your desktop with minimal amount of icons or apps will help keep your computer up to date and running smoothly. If you accidentally deleted something and it's in your recyclable bin, you can actually restore it. So before we all freak out that we deleted our essay, we can go save it. So another thing is you can actually take a screenshot of your screen, and I'm going to do that with you. To rename a file, we're going to click Control and F2. And then to make your screen bigger or smaller, you'll do Control and the plus or the minus sign. And then the last thing is controlling your volume with Control and the volume buttons on the keyboard. Okay. So the first thing I want to show you is the buttons that we are going to be using. The Control button is underneath the Shift. And the print screen is what we're going to be using for our screenshots. Okay, so I'm going to go back and we're going to open up a new tab. So what I'm going to do is Control, hold it down, T. Oh, look at that. We opened up a new tab. So now we're going to go back to our tips and, well, you know, laptop charges faster, airplane mode. I don't really need to, I guess, charge this, but at the bottom where you would see your battery, which here, because I'm using a desktop, we don't have that. You'll be able to have the option to choose between Wi-Fi's, your internets, and airplane mode. So now we're going to go to our desktop. And I'm just going to show you what our desktop looks like here in the computer lab. So this is our desktop with just a few different icons. We have our Excel, PowerPoint, Publisher, Word, and just a few different documents that we created here. Okay, next we're going to go through the did you delete something? So how can we save it? So I'm going to go delete this by right-clicking on my mouse on the right click and hitting delete. Oh no, what happened? Okay, so now we're going to go to our recyclable bin. So we open it up and look, we found it. So we're going to press on it. If you double click on it, a little window comes up. And right here, you'll see the word restore. So we're going to hit restore and then hit OK. And we can leave our recycle bin. And our item is right here. It's back where it belongs. So the next thing we're going to do is take a screenshot. So how to take a screenshot is we're going to hold down that FN button, which is right next to Control. So here, right next to our Control, and we're going to press on the print screen. So I'm going to do that now. And then I'm going to open up Microsoft Word just for somewhere to put it, and we are going to paste. And here's our print screen. So this is what our screen looks like. This is what my screen looks like, and that is how you take a picture of your screen. The next tip is renaming a file. So we're going to press F2. So I'm going to go back to our desktop, and I'm going to go back to this capture picture. I'm actually just going to click on it and then press the F2 at the top of your keyboard. And you see how now the word capture is highlighted. So we're going to do picture or class. And then hit enter. And then you renamed your file. And you can do this with the little baby lime cakes, grilled shrimp, and watermelon feta salad. Wow, that sounds good. The pierogies made easy, and so forth. You can do this with all of your files. And so the next thing I do want to do is talk about how to make your screen bigger or smaller. So we're going to hold down that control button again, and I want to make our screen bigger. So we're going to hit that plus sign, which you can find by your backspace or by your numbers key. We're going to hit press, and you see how on the top right it's changing to 125%, 150, 175, 200, and so forth. Okay, we're at 300. But now that's a little too big. So now we're going to go back to making it smaller. So we're going to do control and minus. So we're at 250, 200, 175, 150, 125, 110, 100, and if we want it smaller, we can make it even smaller. And so you can see on this right side that the virtual tips and all of my slides are smaller. And maybe this is a bad example with my document, but let's go here. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna make it super big. So we're at 250. And this is what it will look like, bigger. And we're going to make it smaller. So we're going to make it 50%. And now it's really small. So just to reset it, we're going to press the Control and plus sign, and you see where it says reset right here? You can just press that and it brings it back to 100%. You don't have to keep hitting the plus sign to get back, or the minus sign. And so that is, okay, so then controlling the volume, we're going to do that as well. So where are we here? So back to our picture where you see the print screen and the arrow, we're actually going to look right above that where we see a little speaker with the X, one little swiggle, and a couple a little bit more swiggles. So these are our volumes. We can either mute, turn the volume down, or turn the volume up. So you're going to do the same thing with pressing Control and then going up, up, up. And you can see on the left-hand side that it's going up, or we're going to go down. And we can also mute. And that's it. Okay, so let me go back to percent. Okay, and so that's it for part number 1. I hope that these tips and tricks were useful, helpful. If you have any questions or you would like to do a technology appointment over the phone, feel free to give me a call at 631-727-3228. My name is Kelsey. And if you would prefer, you can also email me at askadultref@riverheadlibrary.org. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I look forward to the next one.